gamers, today on Dice and Dragons we are doing something different, something I told myself we would try not to do, but we got a good opportunity here. So as you can see, we are going to be reviewing Walking Dead, the board game. Now, I know this is a digital image. I purchased the game for my brother who absolutely loves The Walking Dead, and we got quite a few plays in with him. Now, the game was published by Z-Man Games, and I believe it was Skybound that did the design work, made up of Brian David Marshall, Keith Trallis, and Matthew Wang. Now, this game is about 7 years old. You can find some great content on the internet about it. I will try to find some images to splice into the video, but we're just going to go ahead and review the game. Because the game is currently, I believe, out of print, try to check out their website on Board Game Geek. Weren't able to, so we're just going to jump into it. We're going to give you our thoughts on the game. Don't worry, this is not affecting your regular Thursday release, where you're going to get to see a full review, as we always do. Now, I know I've been rambling on here, but I'll toss it over to Julie, who will tell you guys more about the game, and then we'll get into the review.
So it is a cooperative game in the sense that you can play together as a team, or you can play alone, but you're not playing against each other, even though there is a winner to the game. It is a 1 to 6 player game for ages 13 and above, and plays in about 45 minutes.
Well, I think you can play the game purely competitive as well. There's some interesting aspects to that part of the game, but we'll talk about it. So instead of doing a nice cut, we're going to jump in right to the review. Now, Julie, what did you think of The Walking Dead, the board game, the one by Z-Man Games? No, I'm mentioning it again. It's in case somebody just sort of jumps ahead and doesn't pay attention to the thumbnail.
Well, I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun. I seem to be having good luck rolling. I mean, it is...
Not just rolling. I think we called you the one-woman army like 2 times with all the followers you were able to
but I
recruit.
still didn't win. So just goes to show you that it really, you can amass an army of people following you. But I did like the aspect when we played the first time where you and your brother played as a team. Now, you gave me the option of joining your team. Since I had an army of followers, I thought that maybe I was better off playing on my own. It didn't turn out that way.
By the way, we were 5, me and my brother together. She was like 6 by herself. Just so you get an idea why she didn't want to team up with us. She didn't think she needed us.
But the advantage when you're playing together that I can see is that you're sharing resources and you're both getting to play. So it makes you advance a lot faster towards a common goal. I might have been more powerful, but you guys played twice for every time that I played. So that was a disadvantage for me. That being said, I thought it was a lot of fun. What I didn't like as much about it is that if you're gonna, based on the draw of the cards, what you're drawing and what you're playing, you can very easily be out of the game very quickly, as poor Lindsay found out the first time we played.
What was it, 2 rounds and she was dead?
Yeah. So for that, I think that's not fun.
But it's thematic, though, to The Walking Dead.
Yes, and I'm not, I say yes. I might shock some people out there. I don't know anything about The Walking Dead, never watched it, never really had an interest. Zombies just don't do it for me. Vampires, yes. Zombies, no.
She hasn't made me watch Twilight, for those of you wondering.
So that's the part I didn't like as much. The fact that somebody, evidently in my case this time, I was able to pick up a lot of resources. I was just lucky that way. But I still didn't win. It was still fun, but I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end, on the other end, like Lindsay, or even like your brother, who basically had nothing and almost died. Actually, he did die and then just took another character.
That's a neat aspect of the game, just so that I don't repeat it. The game does have some good elements that you can just restart as long as you're playing less than 6 players. I guess you can house rule it that if you are playing, 6 players, someone dies, you just restart completely with the same character. But if you're playing less than 6 players, what you need to do is restart with a different character.
So that was my thought. I mean, I enjoyed it. I didn't mind. I think we played 3 times over the course of the weekend. So I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the game, and I would probably play it again. As I said, that being said, even if I'm not really a Walking Dead fan, the game itself was fun, even though it is possible for somebody to run away with it, I guess.
Yeah. Now, before I actually jump into my thoughts on the game, I just want to explain how you're actually going to be playing it, what your objectives are. Something that we neglected to do as we're doing this a little differently, so hopefully you guys will grant us a little bit of leeway. What you're trying to do is you're basically moving around the board, collecting resources that you're then going to use to escape zombies, get to certain locations, and hopefully discover 3 different locations so you can find which one is a safe place to hole up during the zombie apocalypse. Now, the player that scouts the 3 locations first will be the one that succeeds and is the winner. Now, you may work as a team, as Julie alluded to, and in that case, if one member of your team does secure 3 locations, you both win. Now, the interesting thing is you can team up in the game, work together. Maybe things are going well, maybe things start going badly. If you decide that one person's just not lucky, you can split up and you can have your 2 teams go their separate ways. So that's a really interesting aspect of the game and why I wanted to explain how you're going to play it, because I think Julie did a good job of just giving you the basics and the nice overview of the experience, but I'm going to try to dive into a little bit more of that. And as for those of you that watch a lot of our videos knows that when I start talking about that, she always has an opinion, and it's very much a good one and an insightful one. So
one of the things I was going to say that I think is interesting based on the way you're playing and that adds a little bit of complexity to the game is, as with every movement you make, as you move, zombies appear behind you in your path, which limits the path on the board and makes it a little bit more challenging as time progresses.
Yes, you want to move very strategically around the board. There are some resources that let you avoid zombies, but just to give you an idea, a zombie encounter may be 4 zombies, which if you've got a group of 6 people, it's kind of like whatever. It could also be 12 zombies, which is what happened to Lindsay, my brother's fiance. She basically had an encounter where she was dead, and it happened right off her first encounter in the game, I think?
The second turn, yeah.
Yeah, it really was quick. So, my opinion and my thoughts on the game. I enjoyed the game. The game is very much thematic to The Walking Dead, but the one thing I will say is this game is not for everyone. The stuff that I really like about the game is the fact that you're able to team up and work together, and it gives you the option of playing it completely cooperative, completely competitive if you'd like, or a little bit of a mix of the both. I think what we found out from a few playthroughs of the game, you really want to lean towards more being cooperative or a mix of the both. The last 2 playthroughs where we really tried to just go head to head to see how each of us would fare, it was frustrating, which, life in after the zombie apocalypse should be. And a lot of us struggled, except Julie, and a few of us even died. That's just to give you an idea of the way the game plays. Now, the theme works very well, but the game is decidedly not for everyone. And just to talk a little bit about the Board Game Geek scores, because I think the scores on BGG are going to be a little bit different than how we're going to score the game. I want to highlight, I got the game from Chris at the Secret Cabal, and I really appreciated it, for only $11 now. At $11, great value. We just looked it up on BGG. It's $15 on Amazon, but for the people that I think gave it more of a negative review, at a $40 plus price point, I believe the MSRP is $39.99. I wouldn't want to pay $39.99 for this game.
See, I can't comment on that because you buy all the board games, so I have no idea what they cost, and I think it's better that way. I can just talk about the use of my time and how my time would be spent and what it's worth, and for that, I thought it was worthwhile.
Yeah, no, but to give you a good comparison, and we'll jump back to a game that you enjoyed that got you as part of a Valentine's Day present, was the Buffy the Vampire Slayer game. Now that is a $40 game, and so would the Walking Dead be. So in the case of Buffy versus Walking Dead, which would you rather play?
Very different games.
They are. But which would you prefer and have probably a little bit more fun with?
I like them both. I don't think it's fair. There are some things I didn't enjoy much about Buffy either. Yep. So, I think they were both pretty much the same score that I think I would give The Walking Dead now. So I think it depends.
Depends on the mood?
It depends on the mood. It depends what you're looking for. I mean, this game is fairly easy to play, but it's fairly reliant on luck. Yes. So if you're unlucky and you're having a bad day, you may not want to play this game because it's just going to reinforce the fact that you're unlucky.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest drawbacks to the game is the heavy element of player elimination. And I like the fact that they can be completed in about 45 minutes, but it's also a game that can play in about 45 minutes where everyone dies. Or, that's it. And it depends on if your group is going to have fun with it. It's definitely the kind of game that's not for everyone, but at its current price point on Amazon, if you can get it for $15, you want a nice Walking Dead experience. You don't necessarily want to dive into the Walking Dead All Out War or the I'm drawing a blank on the name of the game. I remember the publishing group. It's I think it's Walking Dead No Sanctuary, the miniatures or the version you can get with just standees, which is purely cooperative. It's done by Cryptozoic. You may want to get one of those instead, but this Walking Dead game, for a fan of sort of that first season of The Walking Dead that wants to get that feeling of building a group, trying to survive, it does it very well.
I like the production value as well of this game. I thought it was well done.
Yeah, well, the game does use the comic book art, so the production value is definitely well done. There isn't a lot of art, but it definitely does feel like you're stepping into Robert Kirkman's The Walking Dead. Drawing a blank there for a second. Sorry, guys, I'm used to having more resources in front of me, not just this digital image. I think we've talked enough about the game. You guys have a good idea from what we think if you should buy it or not based on your own personal opinions. But what's a review without a score? So, Julie, what is your score for The Walking Dead, the board game?
I think it's a 7, and it might be higher if it wasn't for the fact that somebody can die or run away with the game.
For me, it's a 6.5, and it could have actually gone to a 6. The fact that you can play cooperatively, I think, really mitigates a lot of the issues that be present with the game. I think we could both agree that if this game was purely competitive, it'd be what, like a 4 or 5?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, no. So if you're playing the game, do not ignore the cooperative element. It's a fun game. It's thematic. I wouldn't want to play it every day. It's not something that I'm always going to want to get out there. But if it was Halloween and we felt like playing it, or if my stepbrother Luke brings it up for the holidays, it's definitely a game that we would not say no to when it comes to the table. Now, one thing I think we both agree as well is if this was a 2-hour game, it would not be the kind of game that you'd want to play. But it fits its niche very well. So there you have it, guys. You've got our score of The Walking Dead, the board game by Z-Man Games. Take a look up above our heads. You're going to see links popping up to possibly related videos, but definitely other videos on our channel. What else can they do, Julie?
They can like, comment, subscribe. We always like to hear from you guys.
Yeah, we definitely like to hear from you guys. And as always on Dice and Dragons, we're going to grab our drinks, grab our best friend. And I know we didn't do it at the beginning. Different flow to the video.
Keep playing games.
Keep playing games. Would you abandon me and go off on your own during the zombie apocalypse?
No, but apparently you do because you did it twice during the game.
I didn't abandon you.
Yes, you did. You also cut me off. And you cut my turn. You cut me off at the knees.
No, that was Luke that did that. He's the one that made you skip a turn. Just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's always the husband's fault. Always.